General Hospital, July 22nd, 2025. First thing first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. What do y'all think that letter was about? Do y'all think it was about Monica and all the Quartermain's money? That's what I'm assuming. Because when Tracy and Martin was talking, Martin was telling her how eventually, she's not gonna have her money. She's gonna have to rely solely on her personality, and she gonna starve or whatever because she got a bad personality or whatever. That's never gonna happen. I said they foreshadowing. When she said that, I knew something was gonna happen. They showed a letter under the chair and it had Monica's name on. Hey Amy, how you doing today? Why I thought that drew to Monica or something that's taking place. Unexpected. Well, I can't say that because I don't know what it's about yet. We don't know until tomorrow's episode, I'm assuming. Looking out the audio, y'all. Hold on. But yeah, I was like, do y'all think that Tracy and them finna lose their money? I said, I think so. Based on that conversation, I would say so. But yeah, where we gonna start? With Tracy in Brooklyn. That's where we're gonna start at, y'all. So, they was talking about Lois. I think she was saying something about Brooklyn did a good job on the show the other day and how they sold out and everything. And they started talking about Lois and how Lucy ambushed her. Excuse me. How Lucy ambushed her and stuff like that. And they was just talking about how she fired her mama. Proud or whatever that she sent a video. Hold on. Tracy was saying how she's proud and stuff like that, and they were just talking about that. And Brooklyn was saying she thought she would be happy after everything that happened after she fired her mama, but really she just feels empty. And I said, do y'all think how long? I said this. How much longer do y'all think it's gonna be before Brooklyn ends up forgiving Lois? And then they start talking about Gio and Sonny and all this other stuff. And she was saying how she didn't know because Martin came to say that she's gonna have to fund the whole campaign against Sonny or whatever. And she was at first she had questions, but then she was like she'll do it. She was saying how she'll do it. Brooklyn tried to talk her out of it, but she was like no because Gio is her son, her great grandson or whatever. Excuse me. So she trying to protect her because if she don't, that he's gonna be added onto the list of people who get hurt because of Sonny. I said you right because Sewell just said I knew he went back and down. Sonny over here talking about some. Oh, I can't believe him. What type of mobster is he? Talking about some. He wanted him to drop the whole political campaign thing and stuff like that and stay out his way. You thought that was gonna work against somebody like him? To get his son back, he finna retaliate. And I said you don't put everybody in danger. He finna go. Well, he can't go after Daisy now. But now with them out of town, out of the country. Oh, she ended it now, y'all. Now I said Gio at the top of the list, and Brooklyn gonna finally see that Tracy was right. That's what I think. I think he gonna be one of the targets. I think he should target a whole bunch of his family members. To be honest, over here talking about some dropped the political campaign. This man don't sit up here and blew up the. He didn't know Christina was in there allegedly. He didn't know she was in there. That's what he said. That's what he claimed, anyways. But still, I was like, he finna get ready. He may have not intended to do that time, but he definitely finna get your folks now. You done messed up all these people. You done went after his one son. You done went after his one son. All these kids and grandkids you done got over here. He talking about some drop the political campaign. And see what I'm talking about on today's episode. He finna get ready to retaliate. I can't believe, Sonny. What the world? You need to retire. What they said, you need to turn in your bed. You need to turn in your whistle something. I forgot what it was. Either way it go, he need to retire. Talking about some drop the political campaign. And he talking about some, he gonna, what he said? He gonna make Sonny feel something he never felt before or something. I said, he finna get everybody. He finna clear house. But yeah, like I said, Martin ends up coming to tell Tracy that Sewell backed out. So she gonna have to fund the whole thing. That's when they started talking about, I wonder what's wrong with her. Dog, hold on, I call her back. Start talking about how after he gives Marco back, because he told, I said, don't they have a code? You ain't supposed to snitch. He done told Drew and Jordan that Sonny has Marco or whatever. And Drew studied talking about the campaign. We can't drop it now or whatever. It was making so much progress. And I said, that show you what he care about right there. That show you right there. So then I think Jordan was asking what he mean when he said he gonna retaliate. And I said, y'all must don't know who this man is. I mean, we don't technically know who he is, but we know he been up to something. But yeah, talking about some we hope you're not talking about what happened at Charlie's. See what's talking about, son. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Selena's men that did that and all this other stuff. And Drew was like, yeah, I agree with Jordan. You know, we don't need nothing like what happened at Charlie's or whatever. What you think he been running around doing? You think he innocent? They over here talking about what they don't want. It's too little too late. Y'all signed up for this. Somebody said they don't want him to do what happened at Charlie's. What you think he was gonna do? What? I don't understand. Just like Laura over here doing the same thing Anna did. What was the last year? They act like they don't know that Sonny a mobster. I mean, he don't be doing nothing really. He didn't want the doggone weapons in town. He was talking about Cyrus when Cyrus was trying to push the substances and stuff. I was like, what type of monster? You don't want them doing nothing. What you do then? Just tell people what to do or something? But yeah, I was like, yeah, they act like they shocked that he's a mobster. What do mobster people do? I don't understand. What's going on? But yeah, that's what Drew said to my son. He don't need nothing to happen like with what happened at Charlie's. Come on now, Drew. You need to worry about what you got going on anyways. Because you just as crooked as Sitwell at this point. But yeah, Lois and Flora, I finally found out what her name was, y'all. Lois was talking to that lady that work at, what's it called? Home and Heart or something like that? Either way it go, when they do the Deception TV show thing. But yeah, she was just confiding to her about everything that happened. Because Flora was saying how she seen that she got fired. And she was like, just trying to comfort her and stuff. That's when Lois ends up telling her everything that happened and how, you know, she kept the truth about Gio a secret. And Flora was just letting her know that maybe, you know, it's not too late. And Lois said she was going back to Bensonhurst or whatever the name of that place is until Brooklyn comes to her and needs her. I said, she gonna be needing her? No, I said that wrong. She gonna be needing you soon because something gonna happen with Gio or something gonna happen with her or somebody. But we'll see. Isaiah and Portia ends up calling him to the office, and he thought he was going to get fired. And she was like, no, you're not leaving. I'm the one that's leaving. So he wanted to know why. She didn't tell him the specifics. She just said she did something, and when she goes to the board, she know that they're going to let her go. And he was just comforting her, saying, you know, if you got to go down swinging or whatever. So she did that. She did that. And Drew definitely finna get ready to clear house. She might as well go on and turn herself in there. But yeah, Sonny was on the phone with Sitwell, and Sitwell was saying how he's finna get ready to do what he said he was gonna do, or whatever. And Sonny was talking to Laura, just saying that if you don't step away and cut ties with me, I'm gonna have to do it. I said, well, you need to go and do it, because she seems to be oblivious to the truth. I don't know why they play like they don't know Sonny's a mobster. What the world? Them dimples got them food, ain't it? Them dimples got them food. But yeah, so they sitting there having a conversation. She like, no, I'm not bowing down to Sitwell and all this other stuff. So Sonny started to say, you know, he thinks that the situation with Sitwell finna get handled and all this other stuff. And I said, you a sorry excuse for a mobster, because this man finna get ready to do damage. He finna do so much. Well, I don't know. They might fumble this, y'all. They'll sit up here and introduce storylines. Y'all know I talk about this all the time. They'll introduce a storyline, make it seem like it's gonna be something real big, but it don't be nothing like that. I think it has the opportunity to be as big as the what was the dude name? Jerry Jacks, when he was holding them in that hotel. Yeah, it could be as big as that. It could be as big as, I think the bus crash was kind of big. I don't know. The water situation, when the water got tainted. I think Jerry Jacks was doing that too, wasn't he? But yeah, it could definitely be something major if they go on and do it. But we'll see, y'all. Sonny ends up getting a call from 88 Turner saying to come in because Lucas done went snitched. Lucas done went snitched and told that he think that Sonny, well, he knows that Sonny has grabbed Marco or whatever. All 88 Turner had to do was hear that, because he wasn't even talking to her. He was talking to Chase. I said, she a little desperate to get him, ain't it? She definitely desperate. I said, she ain't never in her office, is she? She desperate to get Sonny. She said, what you said? You said Sonny Correctos? Oh, I'm about to make it happen. She called him and told him, I know you in the mayor's office. I said, she like, what's his name? What's his, Ezra over here stalking these folks. What the world? These two gotta go. They gotta go. But yeah, Sonny ends up saying he has to go. Well, no, I take that back. He didn't want to leave, and Laura was like, she could tell it was important or whatever, so they done or whatever, so that's when he left. Sitwell ends up informing Drew now that he has to back and pull the funding, and they was asking why. Martin ends up leaving because he wanted to tell Tracy that she had to fund the whole thing. So Jordan and Drew was the only one there when he said that Sonny had Marco. And I said, snitch. I said, that's why Sonny should have made deeper plans. Not deeper plans. He should have made better plans or whatever. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. He should have made better plans. Tell my son, you want him. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, I can't believe this. This man over here trying to take out your folks. He had a whole stack of your folks, pictures of your folks. You talking about some drop the political campaign. What the world going on around here? Let me see. Drew was like, he just kept talking about how they making progress. He can't back down now. And C was like, my main focus is Marco right now. But trust and believe, I'm not backing down. I'm putting it on halt. He was like, he putting it on halt. He not backing down at all. Once he know Marco's safe, he finna get ready to retaliate. And Sonny gonna feel something he never felt before. And basically implying he finna get ready to target everybody. But we'll see. Um, let's see. Lucas went to Chase saying how he thinks that Sonny has Marco because he's been missing for, I think he said over 24 hours or something like that. So Chase was like, there's nothing we can do. You don't know. You don't have any evidence. And 88 Turner heard Sonny's name. Oh, we need to treat this seriously. We need to take on this case. We need to treat this seriously or whatever. And that's when she calls Sonny. She ends up bringing him in and talking to him. He's like, you don't have any evidence or whatever. Just be truthful. You miss me. And I said, he gonna get her eventually. I said, he gonna get her eventually. We'll see. But yeah, what else? He was basically saying how he didn't have nothing to do with it and all this other stuff. Might as well get Jordan and Laura out the way. Jordan went to Laura to say that Sidwell backing out the funding, and Laura was saying how Sonny mentioned something would happen. That's when Jordan told that Sewell has Marco or whatever. Not Sewell. That Sonny has Marco or whatever. Excuse me. And Laura was like, there's no evidence. We don't know that to be true or whatever. And then that's when Jordan started getting her to see that, maybe Sonny actually does have him. And that's when Jordan said something about Sidwell and Sonny alike. They the same person. And I said, well, they both, I don't know if he a mobster. Might as well be at this point. But yeah, I was like, what do mobsters do? I'm confused why they acting shocked. Like, nobody really acting like they know who Sonny is. Maybe because he be making all these donations and all this extra stuff. Let's see. Who else we got? Elizabeth and Willow. They was talking about the wedding and stuff. I think Elizabeth said she gonna show up. If I'm not mistaken, I think Alexis was there. I think on the promo, wasn't Alexis there, y'all? I don't know. We gonna have to backtrack because I don't think I wrote down Portia and let me write it down. Portia and Willow, because I like that scene right there. Let me write it down because I can't believe I forgot that part. Let me see. Martin tells Tracy she has to fund the campaign against Sonny. We talked about that. Rookin said it felt nice being with Lois until the show ended. That's when, reality set in and she was reminded of everything that she did. Laura was saying to Sonny how she doesn't want to publicly denounce him. And I said, okay, Laura, you're going to learn the hard way. Just step down at this point. I already said Martin asked what Tracy would do when all her money dries up and she has to rely solely on her personality. And she said it'll never happen. And I said they was foreshadowing what's to come. Flora tells Lois that the lie didn't start with her but her mama. Brooklyn wants Tracy to let this Sonny thing go, and she was like, she's not going to do that. Jordan tells Laura that Silva is pulling funding and Sonny has Marco. Sonny asks 88 Turner if she called him there because she missed him. Willow and Portia. Now we get to the good part. Now. Willow came in, and at first I thought, because I think they showed Portia talking to somebody, and I was like, she must gonna be talking to Willow. And she walked in, she had something in her hand. I said, I know doggone well, you ain't bring this lady no doggone invitation to your wedding. I said, she in La La Land. I said, no, you ain't. Stop working. I'm back. Yeah, the iPhone talking about some temperature has to cool down, but let me hurry up finish before it get hot again. But yeah, we talk about Portia and Willow. Willow walked in there with an invitation. She reaches it to Portia. When she snatched it out of her hand, I said, that should let you know right there, Willow. So Portia snatched it out of her hand and she threw it in the trash can. She talking about something, was that really necessary? I was like, what you thought? And she was like, obviously treating you with kid gloves hasn't been working, so it's time I let you know who your fiance really is. So she ends up saying, Drew been blackmailing her. And that he wants her to falsify Michael's medical records or whatever. Basically saying he addicted to substances or whatever. This fool's supposed to be on tomorrow's episode talking about some, he didn't play fair, Michael didn't play fair, so why should they? And I was like, yep, she gone. She's gone. She's the gunner. Now, they did show on the promo that Curtis supposed to be trying to talk to her as well. I think she gonna be in a wedding dress or getting dressed. So I was like, yeah. I said, I don't see her listening to none of these folks. But she might just listen to Curtis. She might end up asking what happened or whatever. But I said, Drew could have been spent this. He could have been told the truth. Look how far gone she is. She keeps talking about Drew. She was talking to, I think it was Elizabeth. If I'm not mistaken, she was talking to Elizabeth about Drew. And he just been so there for me and all this other stuff. And I was like, she gonna be shocked when she realized who this man is. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know if this finally finna be the day. I think they said it's supposed to happen on tomorrow's episode. What's today? Tuesday? It's probably gonna happen Friday. We'll see though. But yeah, I said that's what I said. Girl, you don't walk in here to my son. I know they had their issues. You don't know the half of it. But like I said, she ends up revealing that she being blackmailed. And I said, yep, that's right. That's right. But yeah, was that the last thing? Flora thinks that Brooklyn would be back. Jordan said Sonny may be just as bad as Sidwell. I said everybody every year they act like Sonny not a mobster. But yeah, I think the